going on, everyone? Happy Monday. Wow, for some reason, it feels like a Tuesday. I don't know why, but it is Monday. Hope you enjoyed your weekend, and welcome back into the Ryan Ripken Show, where we are live at 5 during the week. How about that? Hey, how you doing? We got a lot to talk about on this episode. A lot of great, some great moments this weekend, especially if you're a Ravens fan. Because the Ravens not only won, they made up ground in the AFC North. Going to talk about all of that a little bit more. And then there's a question that's being posed out there. And Nate Burleson specifically had some kind words or a declaration of where the Ravens stand against the rest of the NFL field. Let's see. There was other NFL news. Head coach is fired. A head coach trolls another fan base. And then, not too good down if you're a Commanders fan. On the baseball side, that's a huge story, and that's something we're really going to dive into. You guys heard about Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz earlier. This summer, they were put on a restricted list for gambling. Well, it's more than just gambling. These two guys might be going to prison. We'll detail that later on in the hour. And then we like to have fun here on the show. It's Monday. We keep it light. We got our chat rolling right now. And to join me on this journey today on Monday, to my left, it's Brad. Brad.
Oh, hey. How's it going?
Hey, happy Monday.
Hey, happy Monday. I'm just busy doing work over here.
Yeah?
The biggest storyline I'm intrigued about right now is the most dangerous team in the AFC. So that's going to be the poll today. Who is the most dangerous team in the AFC? Because in my opinion, not that mine matters to a whole lot of people, but we talked about this off air. I don't know if there's a team in the top 5 that I still trust. The AFC, the NFL, both sides really is wide open. I mean, I could see the Rams being a Super Bowl contender, but I could also see them just falling out of the playoffs in the first round. The Bills, are they frauds? I don't know, because one day they're playing great, the next day they're losing to the worst team in the NFL. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know what to do with my hands, Rip.
I still don't know what to do with my hands, and I don't know what to do with Zach Bollinger half the time, but here we are, Bolly.
You know, I'm actually having a mixed day. I'm not going to lie. Because waking up, there's only one thing better than waking up on a Ravens Victory Monday. It's waking up on a Ravens Victory Monday where you got to watch the Steelers get belt to ass on national television the night before. Absolutely incredible. Yeah. But then I kind of pinched a nerve, going to the gym. Not in the gym, going to the gym, in the car, going to the gym. So, we're fighting through adversity. We were questionable, not really, but we're fighting through it, put out the stat, podcasted through a potential pinch nerve. No big deal. We fight through adversity here. It's the NFL season. Everyone's a little dinged up. It happens to the best of us, but lots to talk about today. Ready for a great show.
Hey, time out. Hold on a second. There's a lot of confused people.
Well, I was about to just say that. Well, for the live show right now, because you can listen to this on Spotify and Apple and wherever you get your podcast later, I'm curious. I'm assuming they're watching it on their phone.
Some people are. I am getting comments from people who are watching this in the regular version, and then other people who are watching it in the vertical version. So you get to choose. We're trying something new that our streaming platform has provided us, and that's the opportunity to shoot both vertically and horizontally. So if you want to watch YouTube in your favorite way, you can, both this way or this way. You can watch it this way for you iPhone users who don't know what this is about, or this way.
Well, there it is. And I see Steve.
Or you can go on Facebook and watch it this way, because that's how I have it formatted right now as well.
So this way or this way.
Yeah. This way or this way.
So you hear what I'm saying, Zach? This way
and
this way.
Go click on the. I'm just seeing everyone talking about they don't know how to get off the vertical. If you go to YouTube and look us up, you can still get it the regular way.
Yes.
We're not just like this. We are. You can get this
always.
Wow, you look like you've been working out. Have you been going to merit clubs there, Zach?
I have been working on the pinch nerve.
Hey,
can you work on the pinch nerve?
No, I just kind of ignored it.
Well,
I don't understand what you don't like, Laura. just get out of
you
get
guys
out
you
of the
can-
vertical.
You can,
Go back to the channel. You can actually
Ooh,
watch it horizontal.
they
as
put
well.
the comments up top on the vertical. You learn new things every day.
Well, look, nobody says if you don't like the vertical, go back to watching the show the other way. You can.
Yeah. And you know what? Scott on Facebook
Yeah.
saying maybe that sounds Zach pinched nerve because he's trying to look that way
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
too
and
many.
then look that way.
I'm squeezed into a vertical
way.
camera.
And then this way.
Well, whatever it is, we're trying it out here. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Everything's an experiment, people.
And I will say the vertical does make Zach look even more fit because he has been going to Merit Clubs, which is brought to you this segment by Merit Clubs. We appreciate them. And if you were looking for a black,
Ooh, see, I fixed it. I fixed the blue.
What?
Sorry. Now
Yeah,
there's
we figured it out.
no more blue border, guys. I hope you like it better now. Anyway, continue. Merit Clubs.
okay, well, it's Merit Clubs. Hey, Black Friday savings. You can do it right meow. $1 enrollment if you want to sign up at Merit Clubs. It's that simple. If you want to get a head start on your fitness wellness journey. And Zach, how do you spell $1?
MERRITTCLUBS.
.com.
Well, yeah. I don't know if the .com is necessarily like that's a branch of the $1.
$1.
Yeah.
All right, we'll work on the spelling.
$1.
We'll work on how we want to define this, but this is pretty easy to define. The Baltimore Ravens are on a 3-game winning streak. That's pretty simple. I don't think we can sugarcoat that. I think that's just the honest truth. The Ravens have moved from 1-5 to 4-5 just like that, and they are now 1 game back of the division-leading Pittsburgh Steelers. As you heard Zach mention earlier, a little B to A. Steelers got smacked by the Chargers on Sunday night, and Baltimore takes care of the Vikings. And we'll be honest, wasn't the prettiest game for the Ravens, but it's a win nonetheless. And now you go on to face the Browns, who are really struggling since, well, they've just been struggling since ever. But Dylan Gabriel has had a lot of struggles. You wonder if he's going to be the quarterback next week. And Baltimore is going to have an opportunity here to either tie or take control as early as next week. And who would have thought that? At 1-5, where the world was falling, and who knew what this defense would do? Would they get better? Is Lamar going to come back? Was Lamar even hurt? Like, hear all those narratives that we heard just 3 weeks ago. That's how much things can change. And I know, Brad, you have the poll out there, and we'll have people discuss it. But quick takeaways from this game, guys, before we get into Nate Burleson's comments, because I do think that that's a very interesting concept here. The Baltimore Ravens won a game where they didn't play their best game, and they still won by 8, and it felt comfortable in the second half. The defense started to make plays, not perfect, but they are starting to round into a little bit of form, which I guess then poses the question, could the Ravens round into being the scariest team in the NFL? Well, I just mentioned that Nate Burleson had some thoughts. Well, guess where I just got that idea from? It's from Nate Burleson yesterday on CBS in the postgame show. So let's play that clip for you, and we're going to react on the other side.
Baltimore Ravens are sitting at 4-5 right now. And after everything they have been through, they have a healthy Lamar Jackson. He looks good. A motivated team. We're not talking about them. This might be the scariest team in the NFL moving forward.
So right there, very short and sweet. But guys, the Ravens aren't playing perfect football and they're winning. And I want to point this part out with this defense. And Brad, I know you got some comments or thoughts about, J.J. McCarthy, rookie quarterback. He didn't look good.
No,
he didn't. He rough game for the rookie. To me, he's a rookie still.
Yeah.
He didn't play last year.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I'm not saying that like he can't be better, but right now he sucks. He's terrible. Look, Justin Jefferson, what was it, 36 yards?
Yeah.
No touchdowns, no nothing. Not great for my betting day, but Ravens did a much better job at defense than they have been in past weeks. They seem to be getting better and better, but to be quite frank with you, they gave up a giant 62-yarder, and they could have given up a lot more big chunk plays had J.J. McCarthy actually been accurate with the football.
And he did. He missed some plays. He missed some opportunities. But I want to give credit to the Ravens defense in this case, because if you're not going to force 3 and outs and get them off the field and dominate in that facet, well, then you got to make some game-changing plays. For the second week in a row, the Baltimore Ravens have forced multiple turnovers. And actually, during this 3-game winning streak, the Baltimore Ravens defense and special teams, because they forced that fumble, 7 turnovers they have forced over this 3-game streak. And to the point, Zach, of this Ravens offense, hey, look, that offense in the first half was not the Ravens that you were used to, accustomed to, just lighting up the scorebook or scoreboard. Brian Flores has really seemed like he knows how to give Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, fits. It was evident. It was an ugly offensive game for them, even though they had some drives. But when the defense forces turnovers and you force then the opponent to not only bend, don't break, which is something the Ravens had done recently. They had been broken on plays. It also kills a team's momentum. And why I bring that up, that first game of the year, Buffalo Bills-Ravens, turnover by Derrick Henry was a killer. It was a killer on the fumble, and the Bills capitalized. The Ravens, they force a fumble. What happens? They go down, they score, they put more pressure on the Vikings, and it's also a momentum killer. What I'm just trying to get to here, Zach, it takes pressure off the offense from feeling they have to be perfect when their defense can make some game-altering plays.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this ad nauseum, it feels like, this year, and it's because it was so apparent early on in the season. The Ravens were losing games that they were in, specifically the Bills game, because of untimely turnovers and back-breaking turnovers. I mean, let's say Derrick Henry hangs onto that ball against Buffalo. I think it goes completely different. So for the Ravens not only to start hanging on to the football, and actually Cashman, the linebacker for the Vikings, in his post-game press conference told reporters, he's like, they didn't give us opportunities, the offense, to take the ball away. They were quick with it. They were, they were moving down the field at their own pace, at their own will. Okay, we're going to use short plays, quick plays. We're not forcing things. So it became an emphasis of, we're not going to give the ball away. But the most important thing, with the turnover battle is you got to take the ball away. You got to put your defense or your offense in advantageous spots in a day where, let's be honest, let's keep it 100. The Ravens could not find the end zone if they started on the 1-yard line. Like it didn't matter what they did. They would fly down the field for the first half, for the first, that chunk, I guess 3-4 drives, drive down the field, and then just stall out in the red zone. And you were like, they got to put up 7. You have to put up 7. Finally, how do they get 7 points? Because the special teams unit forces a fumble on the kick return. They recover short field. They finally punch it in. Offense didn't play great, but the reason that they were able to not play a clean game, to play their best game yet and still win, was because the defense forced turnovers when they could. And, I know I've seen a lot of people like, McCarthy, he gave them those 2 with the Marlon and Malachi Stark's interceptions. My response is good, because they actually caught him. How many times this season has there been an opportunity for the Ravens to make a game-sealing, a game-changing play on defense, and the interception drops, or it falls between 2 guys, or they can't make the play? The Ravens, yes, McCarthy gave them opportunities, but they took advantage. They took advantage of those opportunities, and they were able to set up an offense that really, Brian Flores is such an incredible defensive mind that kind of couldn't get going at times. Then you finally get into the fourth quarter. The Vikings want nothing to do with tackling Derrick Henry. You can establish the run game there, and that's kind of all she wrote. Yes, it got interesting at the end because it's the Baltimore Ravens. Of course it's going to get interesting at the end. It's their MO.
Can't just close it out.
Even when you thought they did, they get the turnover on 4th down, and it's in the end zone, and I'm like, oh, they did it. I'm going to be honest, I gave hugs after that. I was like, they learned to close the game out, and then here they come. I was like, not like this.
And the row interception, not interception, overturn.
That was bullshit.
It was a great effort. And yes, for all those reasons, right? Whether it was, they didn't make the play or whatnot, the Ravens still comfortably, they were in a good spot. And guess what? They did close out this game. Like they did. They won. And of course, would you want them to win by 2 scores every time? Do you want to go back to 2019 and not the postseason, but 2019 where the Ravens just absolutely, you're talking about belt to ass, Zach. That was the definition during the regular season. That Ravens team won 12 straight games to end the regular season in 2019 after getting boat raced by the Browns at home.
Yeah.
They won 12 straight and they weren't even close. That last game against Pittsburgh, everyone sat and they still beat the Steelers handedly. So when you're looking at this for the Ravens, yeah, of course it would be great, but it all counts the same. And you know what I love in the NFL, and I mean this, and it's with any sport, but especially in the NFL, style points don't count for extra victories. I know we all in this room watch this, but for our viewers out there, did you watch? You're probably suffering if you watched that Broncos-Raiders game. That was the worst football game I might have watched in years. Like, there was nothing outside of Ashton Genty, shout out Boise State Broncos right there, of him scoring early. There was nothing that was even close to being satisfying about that football game. Like, not even the defense. It just was ugly. Ugly. And guess what? Everyone's going, oh, the Broncos, I don't know if they can handle this or it's sustainable. And I heard Sean Payton say, yeah, I'm not going to apologize for us being 8-2, because at 8-2, we can fix things. And they're leading that division right now. So my point with this, you win, you get the opportunity to get better. And the Ravens now at 4-5 are 1 game back. And guys, I was looking at the AFC right now. Brad, you're saying about the scariest teams. Right now, the New England Patriots are the top team in the AFC right now.
Yeah.
And they've won 7 in a row. They're playing some damn good ball.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the Colts right there.
Yep.
And the Chargers and the Broncos. And of that list, if you want to say that one of those is the favorite, you can. But honestly, like, Brad, are you taking one of those 4 teams right now to be the favorite to win the AFC?
To win the AFC, to be quite frank, I think it's the Patriots. What Mike Vrabel has done with this team and the talent that they have, and with Drake May potentially being the MVP favorite here, I just don't know how you don't go with the Patriots right now. Now, granted, we're still, halfway-ish through the season.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to pick a team that's scary right now, it's the Patriots. They're the most balanced team in the AFC. So far, they haven't really done much to really surprise you. Yeah, in the beginning of the year, the Steelers whooped up on them, but that seems like forever ago. The team that is the Patriots now, in my opinion, is the scariest team in the AFC. Don't get me started on them Seahawks on the other side of the conference.
Well, the point is, and you're right, if you want to justify that the Pats should be the favorites, I'm not going to stop you because they're 8-2. They've won 7 in a row. They beat Buffalo up in Buffalo, which was going to lead to my point of this.
Mike Vrabel, Mike Vrabel, I mean, he should have been the coach last year. I can't believe that the league let him just walk around and roam freely without picking him up. And
he knew what he was doing.
Waited for the Patriots.
He knew he was just going to wait a year and something would happen.
Yeah.
But with you saying that with the Patriots, these are their wins, and about the teams they played. The 2-8 Saints now, they beat 25-19, 1-score game down in New Orleans. Titans they put away, they're 1-8. Cleveland Browns they put away, they're 2-7. They beat the Falcons by 1 thanks to a missed extra point when the Falcons came back. They were up 21-3 or something like that in that game.
Yeah.
And then, yes, this probably to me is their best victory since they beat the Bills earlier on. But the reason why I'm saying you could take the field, the Chiefs are 5-4. You're going to take them against the Broncos?
1,000%.
Yeah. The Chiefs are not the best team in the league right now. And quite frankly,
they don't have to be. They weren't last year, and I just think that the scariest team in football is the AFC is the Kansas City Chiefs because they still employ Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. And this is the most weapons Mahomes has ever had on offense. They just, the past few weeks, they just are surgical.
I mean,
they win. Like they've I just think that that offense, putting it together, they do the same thing every year where they are so bad and just hard to watch at times in the regular season. And then it gets to the playoffs and just, they go into this different mode. So
unless they face a physical defense, and that Colts defense is a physical defense.
I can't buy the Colts.
No, can't buy the Colts.
Why?
Still.
Did you see the game in London?
Daniel Jones has 8 turnovers or something in the
Jonathan
past.
Taylor is the MVP.
Whoa, we're going to get to that. But
Yeah,
if Jonathan Taylor
up-
isn't Superman in that game,
Yeah,
they lose to the Falcons.
Yeah.
For sure. But my point is that the defense is really damn good, and they have an incredible run offense, which is the same recipe that the Eagles had. And I'm not saying that the Colts are the same team as the Eagles were last year in that Super Bowl, but we saw what the defense did to Patrick Mahomes and the rest of that offense with all those weapons, as you mentioned.
Well,
I'm not saying that you count out the Chiefs, but they're not the best team in the league right now.
Well, no, we're not saying best, but we're saying of the
scary.
top team. We're talking about scariest. Baltimore gets put in the scary conversation because they are 4-5. And if you are the Colts, the Broncos, the Pats, do you want to face Baltimore if they are hot and that you have to face the Ravens? And you could say, oh, the Ravens can't win the postseason. If the Ravens roll off, I don't know, and they get to 11-6 on the season.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, if they run the table here, that's a tall task. But if the Ravens win the North and they're feeling good, I don't know if I'm a Broncos fan or a Colts fan or a Patriots fan and thinking I want to match up with them. That's the same thing you're saying, Zach, with the Chiefs.
Yeah,
you don't want to match up with Kansas City if they get in, not because they've proven they've been good. It's just that they've proven that they can win when they need to.
Correct.
And
I mean, look, it's the history part of it, right? But I would make the argument that both the Chargers and the Broncos have played better ball than the Chiefs have this entire season.
Oh, for
And
the
if I
entire
was-
season,
no
but then
doubt.
they've also, like, the Chargers have had games where, I mean, the Colts boat raced them.
Yeah.
And
Chargers lost to the Giants.
yeah, so like I can't trust the Chargers. Bo Nix is the worst quarterback of all time until randomly he decides, like, with 7 minutes left in the game, like it's Bo Nix time, and then like he's like, okay, it's time to win the damn ball game. So like I can't rely on that. The Colts, I just think, are this ticking time bomb of like you're starting to see the short circuit, and it's like in the cartoon where like the superhero starts shortaging, and then you see like his usual stuff, and you're like, that Daniel Jones is peeking through. Like he is looking, if they don't have Jonathan Taylor being the MVP of the league the entire game, if the Colts have to come back, I think it's like the Colts, if they were losing at halftime, the only game that they had won was the Broncos with that whole, okay, did he actually, the leverage play, which we haven't seen called since. The Colts, if you get ahead of them, it's hard for me if they go down 10 points anywhere for me to think in the playoffs, Daniel Jones is a guy that can bring them back.
The thing I was going to mention with that Steelers game, that's the only one that Taylor was actually held in check.
Yeah.
Like, didn't get anything going, and the Steelers pass rush unloaded on Daniel Jones. And look, I love Daniel Jones. I love what the Colts are doing. You also mentioned, Brad, about the defensive side for the Colts, and they've been really good. They lost their best defensive player in DeForest Buckner right in the middle there. So without him, we could say, hey, it's just one player. The DeForest Buckner is that dude that solidifies everything.
Yes.
But this is why we're having the conversation, because if you're a Baltimore fan, to me, this isn't as daunting of if the Ravens have to get in and go on the road, who would you have to face? It's pretty open. And I can't say that that's been necessarily the case in the past. It feels truly open if you can kick the door down. And the Ravens got a long way to go if they want to get in. They got the Browns and the Jets that can get them over 500. And then you're going to have 4 dates with the Bengals and the Steelers. And you got to go to Green Bay as well. And the Patriots come to Baltimore. So a lot of football can be played here. But if Lamar Jackson's healthy and the Baltimore Ravens are winning games, just saying, what you got, Brad?
I just realized, I take back everything I said. The Ravens are the scariest team in the AFC. You know why? Because the one Nick Moore actually got a tackle yesterday, and he is so back, which means the Ravens are definitely so back.
I mean, when the Ravens are undefeated in the Drummond Jones and Nick Moore getting a tackle post Achilles surgery.
Yeah.
Time frame, right?
Yeah. And the Ravens got a sack yesterday too, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy to think about.
It's I think, are they back?
I think they might be.
You know the other part too, when I mentioned the turnovers, and then we'll get into the part about Lamar because there was a little interaction.
I just want to say that Nick Moore didn't just tackle a guy; he laid him out.
Good.
That's
what he gets paid to do.
I know. I'm just saying.
Snap it well and make a play,
it was
Nick.
a damn good tackle.
It's about damn time. I got to hear about all this time that Georgia has these dogs in the SEC, and I hadn't seen the dog out in you until yesterday.
I will say we got to shout Jordan Stout because he should be all pro right now. He's been a weapon for the Ravens. He's been unbelievable punting the ball. Even yesterday, the amount of times that he was able to pin the Vikings back, he's been doing it. He was a guy who weirdly, like, I don't want to say people turned on him, but like people were like, oh, he's such a disappointment, all this. Jordan Stout's been damn good this year. Probably. Yeah. I mean, I think he's leading the NFL in most categories, so that he needs to be an all-pro.
And you know what? The special teams, Tyler Loop's done well as a rookie. Been happy to see that. And yes, Nick Moore has done his thing. But the big thing I want to mention for the Ravens, and I think it's so important, if they take care of the football, and this is any team, but specifically for Baltimore, if they take care of the football, they're going to be extremely hard to beat. And it's not a coincidence that they're 3-0 in the last 3 games where they beat the Bears, who I'm not sold on the Bears, but the Bears are 6-3. With Tyler Huntley, you win that game. You take care of the Dolphins, and the Dolphins then go and smack the Bills, which whole different conversation.
Yeah.
But you have you're +7 in turnover differential.
Yeah.
And the Ravens were -7 3 weeks ago. They're now dead even. So when they don't turn the ball over, it is almost impossible for the Ravens to lose. And again, go back and look at the games that they've lost so far this year. Buffalo, the Derrick Henry turnover.
Yeah.
That changed the game. Kansas City, throwing that pick on the side of the field with the linebacker, and then the game just fell apart. The Lions game, Derrick Henry fumble again, momentum killer. Turnovers don't just set up an opportunity for the other team. They kill a team's momentum, morale. And with how good Lamar Jackson is, if he's on the field, Brad, and this defense is starting to force turnovers, that's what makes the Ravens scary to me. So big thing, keep Lamar on the field. If he's on the field, the defense makes plays, they're going to be fine. And it's also about protecting Lamar on the field. And the officials actually, Brad, they protected Lamar Jackson on Sunday on a play.
Yep.
And I can't remember that many times that Lamar's gotten a roughing the passer call in his favor.
It's been a long time.
And if it is, it's so few and far between. It's a rare sight. But it was a big part of the game. It was right before the half. Looked like it was a sack for the Vikings. And it would have knocked the Ravens almost out of field goal range. It would have been Tyler Loop's definitely his career long if they were to attempt it. But instead, they called a penalty because was it Grenard that made the tackle, the sack? I forget who it was. But his whole body.
No, it was Dallas Turner.
It was Dallas Turner?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so Dallas Turner, full body weight when he tackled, landed right on top of Lamar. It was Dallas?
Yeah, it was Dallas Turner.
And then saw the flag get thrown out. But the reason why we're talking about this is Michael Strahan, if you can pull up that little graphic right there, Brad. Michael Strahan later on was really against this call. And he was adamant about this isn't a football, or this is football. You got to play. At what point are we going to realize quarterbacks play football too? We're all playing football. And I quote, him and Howie Long were both talking about essentially, what are you supposed to do? And I get the fact that you're playing football. I get that fact, but it is the rule, Brad. It's the rule that you can't drive your body weight on top of the quarterback because you know what sells? Franchise quarterback sells in the NFL. And you know how this rule started? Just like the one that happened with quarterback low shots to the knee. How did that rule get implemented?
Brady.
Tom Brady tore his ACL on a low tackle. So guess what?
Bernard Pollard.
That's Raven legend. That's it. That is a flag. You know how the body weight on the quarterback got brought into it, Zach? Brad knows. Do you know why that was?
No. Why was it?
Aaron Rodgers got dropped against the Minnesota Vikings. full body weight on him. He broke his collarbone.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers out. Star quarterback. So what do you do when the stars are out? You make rules to keep them safe.
Yeah.
And it was by the book, Brad. You even
Yeah.
said it. It was by the book.
Yep. By definition of the rule, it was a foul. And for me, I for one was shocked that Lamar got that call because he rarely ever gets.
I thought that
I could
flag was
probably
coming.
I could probably count on one hand the amount of times Lamar Jackson has got roughing the passer called on him in his career, in his 8 seasons. So, like, for me, that was a big shocker. But to look at it, it was a textbook by rule. Not saying anybody has to like it. I'm not exactly a big fan of the roughing the passer rules either. But if we're gonna go by what the rules are, that was roughing the passer by far, and it was the right call.
And when you're looking at this, quarterbacks do change the dynamic of the game, and part of it is the style of which you play. If you're going to be aggressive, like Jackson Dart is super aggressive right now.
Yeah.
He's been already evaluated 4 times this year for a concussion, and then he got knocked out of the game against the Bears.
Yeah.
And the Bears come back and win, and Brian Dable gets fired. We'll get into that in a little bit.
Here's the other thing. If we're going to use examples as to why they hate the roughing the passer call, like, that's just not the one.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of other examples where you're just like, you've got to be kidding me. Josh Allen. But, like, I mean, that right there is the worst example you could use as to why you don't like the rule or why that's a roughing the passer call.
I disagree with Strahan, where he was like, quarterbacks play football too. They don't. Like, we as a league, as a society, made the decision that they do not play the same game that the rest of the league does. You can't touch them the same way you can other players. Even when they're runners, you can't hit them at a certain time if they give themselves up and you're a millisecond late because you were running 22 miles an hour because you're a top athlete and you're expected to stop on a dime at the moment he begins to slide. They don't play the same game. So the call was what it was, and it was correct. If you want to say, like we're saying, like, you want to say it's soft, it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's not football. Like,
yeah.
That's not like 20 years ago, that call is they're high-fiving him.
Correct.
They're like, way to send a statement. Way to get your shot worth. Like, hey, you got an opportunity. You got your money's worth on that tackle. Where we are today, how many times have we seen a roughing the passer call because a guy goes up to knock a pass down, and while being blocked, the hand comes down and grazes the face mask, and they get 15 yards.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not the same league as it was 20 years ago, and the same rules for the passer. Like,
remember Bart Scott laying out Ben Roethlisberger in that Christmas Eve game? Like,
I mean, do I remember Bart Scott? I've never seen Big Ben get hit.
Me either.
Like that ever.
Nope.
And you don't see that anymore, because if you come in and do that nowadays,
you won't see that anymore.
It's not going to happen. But also around the NFL, you can't hit wide receivers like you used to. Ray Lewis's MO was you were going to get your head taken off. And Tom Brady even said, if I threw a pass over the middle, I have to keep in mind that if I put my receiver in danger, he might be knocked out for the game.
Yeah.
Like, that was how it was.
Yeah, protecting your players.
But now receivers are more protected than they were.
Yep.
And quarterbacks by far are the most that are protected. And imagine this, though. If Lamar Jackson was hurt on that play and the play wasn't called, then the officials who are supposed to be calling that are going to be criticized a ton. And the Ravens, then in this case, talking about season then deflating, Lamar goes down, the season's done. Just like that. But it's a play. It happened. Was it the only play that dictated the Ravens winning this game? No. But you got to call it, and it was called right there. And you know what? These rules aren't going to change anytime soon. It's going to continue to protect the player as much as you can. But I do understand for guys like Strahan.
Oh, well, Strahan, I mean,
in that era.
He was, because that's not a flag in his era, not even close. Like, that's football for him. Like, that was another day in the office. You get an opportunity to lay a quarterback out, you did it. Like, that was the kind of mindset. Last comment I have on it, because I see it was talked about, Joe bringing it up. They need to get this hip drop thing under control. I forget which Steeler linebacker it was last night, tried to break both of Justin Herbert's ankles on the same play, and Herbert had to walk off and get both ankles heavily taped after.
Yeah.
It was just textbook, literally dropped his entire body, tried to go on top of it.
Well, Rashad Bateman yesterday.
Yep,
too.
Rashad Bateman was going to bring up
J.K.
J.K. Dobbins. Like,
Thursday.
it is, I swear, since they've made I think we've maybe seen it called twice.
I
Ever?
don't think I've even seen it called. And that was like we got the email report. Point of emphasis, hip drop tackles will be called. And defensive players were mad saying, well, how can you control that? And there's been no controversy. Why? Because they haven't called it.
It's all these guys. And I'm going to tell you, it's the same thing. The guy who did it to Herbert and the guy who did it to Rashad, all that's going to happen is, unfortunately for them, is they're going to get a $25,000 fine, and the NFL kind of be like, hand up, we missed that, our bad. And it's at that point, it's like that doesn't help Herbert, doesn't help J.K. Dobbins, who unfortunately is dealing with another injury now because of a illegal hip drop tackle. Like, I get it. It's hard to call, but I think my biggest discretion with it is, if it's so hard to call, why did you make a big deal out of it that this is going to be the point of emphasis if you know that it's hard to call in the moment? Like, it just
we've seen more snap or not snap infractions. Actually, we have seen more snap infraction penalties
in Minnesota. We did,
but even oh my goodness, the point of emphasis in Game 1 last year when the Ravens were at Kansas City, and the amount of times the Ravens got called for illegal formation? What was it? Illegal shift, illegal formation on Ronnie or whatever it was.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, point of emphasis, we're going to call this. And then they backed off. I thought we'd see the hip drop tackle called earlier in the season. We just never have seen it called. But J.K. Dobbins avoided, it seemed like, a serious injury.
Yeah.
Rashad Bateman is going to be out. I don't blame defenders, but it is a dangerous play if you execute it, because it rolls up a player. You can be in a tough situation. But at least for right now, if you're a Ravens fan, you got the call. Lamar got the call. You win the game. You're 4-5. You're back in this thing. And you live to see another day. Same can't be said around the NFL real quickly on some other moves. I mentioned earlier Jackson Dart, trying to run around. They're trying to win games. And Jackson Dart looks like the dude in New York, but they couldn't close out games with or without him. So that means Brian Daboll's not going to live to see another week. He got fired. And maybe it was time. People thought it could have been last year. I'm seeing some videos pop up, Brad and Zach, of saying that Daboll is the one that really wanted Dart as the quarterback. And the GM didn't. And Dart, look, they could have and should have beaten the Broncos. The Bears game, they were ahead, had a great chance. They beat the Chargers this year.
The blown games.
Like, the blown games are insane, and someone's got to go.
Yep.
Like, I don't, with or without Dart in there, you blow a double-digit lead to the Bears.
And the Broncos.
The Broncos.
Fourth quarter.
And you came back in that game.
Yeah.
And your kicker missed an extra point, and they go down, and Bo Nix becomes Superman again. I think he had 4 touchdowns in that quarter.
That's what he does.
Unbelievable.
That's what
but
he does.
Didn't you say with the Giants, they said it's another loss for Jackson Dart?
I saw a tweet and it was perfect. Someone said, Daboll lost another game with Jackson Dart, and someone's like, this was not a Jackson Dart loss. This was a Russell Wilson blown save, because you cannot lose that ball game. But they've had how many of those this year that they keep losing? It's just Daboll pulled, like, he was trying, if you listen to his press conferences and like watch him on the sideline and everything, the things coming out like, oh, I wanted Dart, no one else did. It was almost like he was trying to marry himself to Dart, of like, hey, me and Dart, like, this is the nucleus that's getting us through. We're taking it to the promised land. And it was clear the Giants were like, Jackson Dart is the future, and no matter how many times you're going to be like, no, I'm his mentor, I'm the one taking him to this level, they move on and decide to go in a different direction.
I mean, they're 2-8 right now, and the crazy thing is they could have beaten the Cowboys in week 2. They could have beaten the Chiefs if you watched that game in week 3. That was the game that Russell Wilson threw the ball out of the end zone on 4th and goal when you need to put the ball in the field of play. You can't throw it outside of the field of play. They had a brutal loss at the Saints. Their 2 wins this year are against 2 of the best teams in the NFL record-wise, the Chargers and the Eagles, and yet 1-point loss to the Broncos, and then a 4-point loss to the Bears, where they were winning both those games late in the fourth quarter. But yeah, it's the way the cookie crumbles. They'll need a new head coach. That's how it goes. People are wondering if the Dolphins are going to get a new head coach in the future, but at least for one more week or weeks, they bought themselves a little time, and meaning Mike McDaniel did, because they just went and just beat the brakes off of the Bills, the Bills coming off the high, beating the Chiefs. That locker room celebration. Do we have a video of the locker room after the Dolphins beat the
Oh my God.
For all those times that dudes were like, why is this happening? That's why. Because you become a special version of yourself. I'm so proud of you guys. Cold-blooded. That was some cold-blooded. Guys, this is the whole point. Enjoy this one, guys, because you earned every inch.
That's how you play fucking football, bro. When we play company football on all levels, bro, I don't think no team in the NFL really can. They can't. Y'all see the put in week in, week out, bro. And that's how you go out there and make that.
Okay, so if they play complimentary football, I still think there's a lot of teams that can go out there and whoop
love
their ass.
the enthusiasm.
The Ravens did that last week, but the Dolphins didn't play their best game.
Correct.
But point being with this, dude, that was a vibe in the locker room. Like that was electric. I also love like the little soapbox that Mike McDaniel's standing on.
He's such a little guy.
But you know what's funny too? People keep saying that, he's quirky, has weird, press conferences. He also loves the troll. Yeah. So the next video that we have, Mike McDaniel, Zach, rode around a Bills bar in Miami.
Yeah, there's a Miami bar where Bills fans go to congregate to watch every single game, and obviously they were playing the Bills, so it was a little bit more full and I guess more lively than usual. And Mike McDaniel decided, let me see for myself how the post-game vibes are feeling down there. Had to do a little drive-by to catch the vibes as you see the Bills. And then this is my favorite. Look at him just staring out the window.
And then he was asked about it in his press conference, right?
Yep.
Like, were you driving your car around the bar, the Bills bar? And then he gave an absolutely hysterical answer here. Let's play it for you guys.
Days, the throwbacks of yore, where you could trust, the internet and the images, because that is pretty detailed. That I do live in that area, but I mean, AI, right?
So that doesn't answer the question.
Was that you?
So are you confirming or denying?
I mean, I live in that area. AI is real. That's what I got for you.
You know what? And everyone's back to loving him, kind of. But you know what? Hey, good on him, because that Dolphins team has been it's been a dumpster fire for the majority of the year. They've shown flashes. That's the Bills' worst loss, I believe, since playing the Ravens in Baltimore last year.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins, the crazy thing is that they do have some pieces. They
just need a quarterback. I mean, Tua's not the guy.
They need their defense to play like that.
Well, that too.
More often. Devon Achane, dude, I was, for fantasy, if you have him, and I do, that's amazing. Dude, he's a beast. He is a baller. And you're right, though. You're wondering, is it the system where Tua can take him to the promised land? It hasn't been proven that he's that guy.
No.
But Mike McDaniel, he's gotten all of the support still from like Sean McVay coming out and saying this is one of the best offensive minds I know. Stick with him. For him to keep his job, they're going to have to win a lot more games the rest of the way.
Yeah.
They go to Spain to play the Commanders next week, so that'll be a fun one. Maybe not fun.
Well, they should handedly win that.
Yeah.
They're not going to.
I mean, they're not.
You're going
but
to see the typical European game.
Yep.
Well, no, because so here's, I put this out on Twitter, and I still believe this. This was the beginning of the Dolphins go on a weird run, finish 7-10, and feel like they have momentum going into the next year. So then they like run it back with Tua and all them, and they're like, hey, if we add a piece or two, like you see how we finished last year, and then we'll be sitting here and they're going to be 2 wins at week 9 again next year. It's just like it's a yearly thing. They either start off insanely hot and then they just collapse and they're like, hey, if we just got build on that first half, like we got the pieces, or they start out horrible and get just enough momentum going into the offseason where they convince themselves that they have the answers and they're like a piece or two away. It's just clockwork at this point.
Yeah, well, and also now, good luck in the AFC East with the Patriots looking like a wagon again with Drake May and Vrabel. And I'm with you, Brad. Vrabel's how can you not like him as a head coach? And players freaking love him.
He might be my favorite coach in the NFL right now.
He is. He's up there. He's up there for me. But then the Bills are still going to be in it. And by the way, like I'm not off the Bills bandwagon of
I'm not
the rest of
either
this year.
But they're not playing good ball.
Well, they're inconsistent. The one moment you look like the team that people expect, the next moment, two of their losses now are to the Falcons and the Dolphins, where they just were very much outplayed. Like it wasn't like a back and forth. They just were flat out outplayed. Can't have that down the stretch.
Josh Allen flopping all over the goddamn place. Terrible.
They just played. That was an ugly game for Buffalo. Great game for Miami. That's kind of all. I think like the football stuff that we had. That was kind of our. What else did you miss this weekend? But hey,
that is the NFL.
That is the NFL for you. But you know what? This is the Ryan Ripken Show. If you are new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. We do this live at 5 during the week here on YouTube, X, and Facebook. And we got a lot more to talk about for this show. It finally feels like the weather's changing here, by the way. I don't know if you got it. It actually feels
it's cold.
Like winter is coming, Zach.
It's cold.
Game of Thrones.
You got that one.
Yeah, okay. It's like that's a very famous. Like that was a layup. I feel like I've watched 3 episodes of Game of Thrones and I knew that one.
Which episodes did you watch?
1, 2, and 3
of the first season.
Yeah, that would be where you start 1, 2, and 3.
I don't know. Knowing you might watch 1.
Well,
and then you might be like, you know what? Let me pick this up, and you come into some very dramatic moments. Also, if you watch Game of Thrones out of place, you have zero idea what's going. Like,
I'm sure.
Not like zero idea.
Yeah, I mean, I would watch the first 3 and I was very confused.
Yeah, I stopped watching.
I was starting to get into it. I'm not gonna lie. If the episodes were like 30 minutes, I think I would have been better. But just a lot happens, and I had to get. I still might try. I think I'm still gonna try, but we'll see.
Okay, well, you let us know since you're such a movie guy and a show guy.
Yeah, you know me. Come sore.
Like Stranger Things was teasing season 5. I'm sure you've watched the other seasons.
Oh, 1,000%. No, I've not watched a single. And I also see Sam. No, I've not watched The Walking Dead. None of those.
We could, if we take a quick show break. Have you seen Black Rabbit?
I have not yet.
No.
Very, very good.
Very good. Recommend to a friend.
Yeah. It's a slow burn.
Mm-hmm.
You get to the last like 3 episodes and you're like, God damn, this is crazy.
You know what I was just thinking of? What if we did
Jason Bateman, Jude Law? It's real good.
That's a good cast right there. 1 season, right?
Yeah,
first season.
Just it's a limited series. It's it. Like it's only 1 season. That's it.
All right, I'm sold. You know what? Maybe we turn it in. Is it every Monday or maybe whatever day we decide? Do we do a little book club? Do we do like
with shows?
Yeah,
I'm down
like a
with
little book club. and you gotta. We each have to watch some of it or a part of it. Zach, can you do that?
Yeah, I can find some time.
Okay. There you go.
I would love to have a little book club, and we can ask our channel members that we should do a poll and create shows each week.
I like it.
Whichever show is voted upon, we have to watch at least the first.
But
episode.
we have to stick to this shit. We do this all the time, where we come up with great ideas and we're good for about a week or 2, and then we just forget about it.
Okay, I am okay. Hand up there. If not, I will do 200 squats live on the show.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
And Zach will
Are we
do
having,
300 push-ups.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Whoever misses the book club.
All right, we can do
Ooh,
that. There's
all right.
punishment for missing it. I'm down for that.
Okay, so we're going to put onto our YouTube page, channel members, you will vote. We're going to have 5 shows that we've heard are shows that we need to watch.
Yep.
And you guys will vote on it. And then we're going to have a little Ryan Ripken show.
All right,
book
so
club.
what are we going like a season a week or something?
No,
We
no.
should just
Like,
we could even do an episode
Yeah.
or 2 episodes.
All right. Yeah, I was gonna say because I was trying to figure out how we would break that up.
Yeah.
If it's
Season
like
a week
long-
is
That's
a
insane.
tall task.
well, I'm thinking if there's I'm thinking like a 45-minute show with 8 episodes. That's why I was like, I guess you could get it a week. Because if this is a weekly thing, but yeah, I agree.
True.
Maybe a episode or 2.
I think an episode or 2 is very doable. We can set the parameters there.
Yeah, I like it.
We're good.
Yeah, help
Yeah.
us
Look at
help
that.
you.
And now I'll get my glasses. You guys both have your glasses on. I'll get some glasses. What the hell are my glasses?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know where they are.
There you go. Wear your sunglasses at night.
I think these are from. Oh yeah, from Duncan.
There you
Because
go.
They're in the sunglass business. But we are in the sports business. So if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Before we dive into some baseball, and there is a juicy topic right now, hit that like and subscribe button. If you want to be a channel member, click that join button next to subscribe. Become a channel member, become a good kid, become a better kid. And I know missed people yesterday on Sunday. What we're actually planning on doing, I think we want to just have more channel member moments. And now with the verticals, which everyone seems to love the vertical right now.
People
We're
hate change. It's so hilarious.
we're gonna have some to have more intimate moments where we can just talk and chat. And we could do it at the plug of our phone, iPhone or Samsung, Android.
Yeah.
Did I do that right? Vertical. Not horizontal. All right, but let's go around Maryland. Brought to you by our friends over at Next Move Charm City. Zach, can you pull up that graphic in under 3 seconds?
Yep. Here we go. 3,
2, under. Boom. Always under 3. But we appreciate our friends over at Next Move Charm City and the Belanger team at Lone Depot. And guys, hold on. I wish I had the reading glasses. This will do. If you are ready to make your next big move, whether it is suburbs, city, or shore, Shannon Toback and Brett Ritchie are your MVPs. So if you're looking to make your next big move, make your move with Next Move Charm City and the Belanger team at Lone Depot. And I move, you move, Zach.
just like that.
Just like that. All right, so we talked about the Ravens. We talked a little bit, not as much about the Commanders because they're going to Spain next week. They're in trouble. They don't have their franchise quarterback. They can't stop the run. They can't stop anything on defense. They're in trouble.
They're in trouble long term too.
Yeah, I mean they
are a very, very old team that Jaden Daniels. I think I don't like to use like they got good too soon, but he almost made them too good too soon, where they had a lot more holes that they needed to patch up. And I think without Jaden there, they have to have a big offseason. They need a youth movement there because they have a lot of aging. A lot of their players are aging stars.
Everyone, it's always the recency bias that you feel you're on that cloud 9, and I get for Washington fans, you're on cloud 9 because maybe you're on cloud 8. You hadn't been on any cloud, it felt like, in a long time, and then you go all the way to the NFC Championship game, and then you felt like you're going to be right there to win this division, and Jaden Daniels gets hurt multiple times. You're not making plays defensively, which was supposed to be better. And now you're sitting at, it kind of feels like a season that's gotten away from you. So we'll see how they develop and how they get younger, Zach, to your point. In College Park, we talked that the Terps and football has kind of gone downhill, but Terps basketball starting to pick up. kind of.
I was going to say lost the home opener for the first time in 48 years.
Yep.
So not great there either.
Okay. We're trying to stay a little bit positive here. Zach?
I
It's okay to be a little bit positive because typically Maryland basketball, especially the women's team, they've been the team. They got off to a good start. They've been a top 10 team, top 15 team for the last 2 decades with Brenda Fries at the helm. But we are going to see all eyes on Buzz Williams and this Terp team, which came to the Terps late in the process. How are you going to reconstruct your lineup? Well, I guess time would tell. But yes, Zach, the Terps did lose at home for the first time in a long time.
They were missing a lot of pieces, a lot of guys injured. So I'm not saying like that's, but and they
lost to a Georgetown team that's supposed to be pretty good. Maybe supposed to be better. They're trying to bring themselves back to the promised land of Georgetown basketball.
Yeah, I'm still excited for the season for Maryland basketball. I think they still
it's
the game 2 of the Buzz era, and I think there's some concern because kind of his MO.
2?
Well, I'm saying his MO was not the best shooting percentages throughout his coaching career from teams, and Maryland shot, I believe, 28% from the field on Friday. So
and they lost to an undefeated team. Georgetown's 2-0. Backs were against the wall, and Maryland lost a tough game. There
has been some fantastic college basketball, though. I love college basketball.
Maybe down the stretch here when we get into a little more downtime, we'll get into more college basketball. But our 2 big sports here, obviously football and baseball. And we will talk college basketball because we do care about the Terps down here. But, guys, Orioles-wise, there are some topics that we want to get into. But since we're live at 5, we got a special guest tomorrow for the show who is a big baseball guy. Friend of the show, friend of the program. We will announce who that is at the end of the show, so you guys don't want to miss it because we'll talk a lot of Orioles tomorrow. Brad, does that sound good?
Yeah.
Because we got to talk about this one specific topic in baseball because that's actually been sweeping the country. And it's not that we weren't expecting something to come out here, maybe the extent of what was going to come out in this case. And what we're talking about is Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz were put on that restricted list back in the summer for being attached to a gambling investigation for throwing pitches. And then just recently in the last 24 hours is actually announced during NFL kickoff, right around 1:30, Zach pointed out, Jeff Passan tweeted this out, saying that, they didn't tweet that part out, but Jeff Passan, Pablo Torre, and a lot of other insiders tweeted out that Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz are being indicted in Brooklyn, attached to a gambling investigation around a scheme for rigging MLB pitches and a whole lot more. Right there, talking about money laundering conspiracy. Now, right now, the only details that are out is that Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz are essentially just being targeted with the specifics on. Oh, did you?
That's great.
What happened? What's wrong?
So
Are we not anymore?
yeah, a lot. Jesus. Hold on.
Hold a second. Can we get out of here?
Just
right
Oh,
now.
no. Right back. Nope. this.
That's what we got to get the other one.
Oh my God.
So, is there a way to X out of things, come back?
Don't try.
Hello. Hello.
What the fuck? Test. Nope. Not very well. Just because Test. Nope. God damn. Test. I don't know. I can. So.
Well, let me take it off.
Test.
Did you?
Okay.
Yeah. Is it echoing?
Yeah.
It is echoing?
Yeah. But this one.
Do. Echo. Echo.
Yes.
Amazing.
Sounds so terrible.
Oh, that people aren't even seeing one.
Hold on. Hey, are we back?
Are we back?
Oh.
Are we back?
I think we're back.
We have one work.
Yeah.
If you.
Oh, the other one's gone now. How'd you get the other one gone?
Because your boy knows how to do shit. That's why.
Well,
I
first off,
actually control alt deleted and canceled everything out.
well,
Came back.
can you guys hear us? Can you guys hear us?
They should be able to hear us.
Hello, somebody.
Anybody?
Zach, how you doing over there?
I'm doing well. Can people hear us in the chat?
We're back.
We're back.
What if I throw?
Yes.
What if I throw my giant?
Wait, hold up. I started something.
I kind of want to throw my giant.
Just
Wait,
say it.
Hold up.
Say it.
Okay, we have.
Should I
there's
throw
one
my?
more? Hold up. We have one more. That breath was too deep.
I don't know,
Oh!
Jim. Don't breathe. Oh no, no.
Not looking good. Jeez.
Do you want me to throw my giant cockadoodle at you? Here we go. Ready? Brad, get this on the. You ready? 3, 2, 1.
That was way cool.
Great camera angle, baby. We're having fun. And if you're new to the channel, we do not do this all the time, but maybe we should. Not the technical difficulty part, but
What? Throw your cock around?
well, that I might do anyway. That's an everyday occasion here at the Ryan Ripken Show. Talking about the rooster, maybe. Great job, Zach. We were talking. We got a new channel member too.
Yeah. Hey, Dorothy.
I would like to think that was my.
I think she's back. I think she was a channel member before.
Well, Dorothy, welcome back.
Welcome back. Happy to have you back.
Hey, great job.
You just see on the vertical side, it's just ripped.
Oh, there's a lot of cups down here.
Were people commenting on my?
Oh, they sure were
Nice.
talking about your talent. That you're
Oh.
very talented. Yeah.
Thank you.
We're gonna clip that up. We're back. We're so freaking back.
Thank you, Molly.
You know,
This is
Yeah.
I'd like to think this is what she sees in me. It's the talent.
Let me go find my cock. Hold on. I got him. He's back. All right.
Oh, first time. Dorothy, no way.
Whoa.
Dorothy became a member after all that bullshit.
Appreciate you, Dorothy.
You're a real one. You are a real one. You know what? It was the stacking of the cups,
It
wasn't it?
had to have been.
There's no way it wasn't.
I was just walking around. I was like, what can I do silently to entertain people? I just saw those there, and it started as flip cup. And,
No,
and then I hit it the first time, and I was like,
So
wow,
what?
that's
So
anticlimactic.
what we might
Solid.
be adding to the program, book club for shows each week, and maybe we just have a technical pause for like 10 minutes where we're pissing and moaning behind screen, and it's a terrible echo, and then Zach's just gonna come over and make a different strike, and then the cock's gonna air strike,
There you go.
and then there we are.
I'm here for it.
Works like a charm.
Yeah. No, I can't even hear what's going on right now in my own earpiece. That's my own.
You know what? I did is the best thing.
Yeah, we're gonna.
No, you did great. Catch Kyle. Good hands.
Yeah, nice.
Don't hurt him.
Ball security.
Job security is
job
ball
security.
security. Where were we?
We were talking about gambling and shit.
Gambling, sports. Big story around MLB, which we knew that this was going to drop, but we didn't know maybe how deep this was going to be. But Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz have been put on the restricted list since the summer. And then Pablo Torre and Jeff Passan, everyone dropped the bomb that Clase and Luis Ortiz are being indicted in Brooklyn, a part of a whole gambling scheme and operation that was to rig MLB pitches. And then on top of it, there's a conspiracy on MLB, or not MLB, on money laundering. So when you thought it was just that they were going to get banned for betting on baseball or something like that, it's turned into that they are involved in a highly illegal situation. because the initial reports, guys, I don't know if you saw that initially Clase and Luis Ortiz only had received 12 grand on this whole thing.
Yeah, that's what I don't
12
understand.
grand. Well, that's just like the tip of the iceberg. But also, you've only gotten paid 12 grand. Luis Ortiz's salary this year, Brad, do you want to know how much that was?
It was a lot more than 12 grand.
It was 820,000, or it was, I think the league minimum 760,000, but I saw online he was supposed to get 1 year $820,000. Emmanuel Clase was in the middle of a 5-year, $20 million.
I think Clase made 15,000 a day.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right? Unbelievable.
It's got to be more.
There's got to be more to it. And then Pablo Torre was throwing out part of the articles, Zach, that was saying Clase was texting with a bettor or something on that, and they had the emojis going because Clase threw a pitch to Andy Pajes, of all people, if you watch that, and it was supposed to be a ball, which Clase threw, but the batter swung. Therefore, the bettor who bet that it would be a ball lost. And then the bettor allegedly texted Clase a GIF, which of a man hanging himself with toilet paper, and then Clase replied with a GIF of a sad puppy dog face. So I have questions about the emojis, but that was back. This is also dating back to like 2023, Zach. Is that also where this case is going?
Yes. So it's been, from my understanding on what, we've seen is Clase has been doing this since 2023 for multiple years. And I believe it was towards the end that Luis Ortiz got involved. I do not believe Luis Ortiz was involved for a majority of it. I think he was towards the end of both of their careers at this point. I think it's safe to say that he got involved.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that's crazy for me in this whole thing, Luis Ortiz was continuing to keep his career afloat. You're going year by year. Clase, hypothetically, when he's a free agent again, it would have been in 2 years. Could have cashed in because you see how much teams need bullpen help, and specifically closers, right, guys? Like you see that demand. That's why I'm really curious to see what the rest of the details come out. But the bigger part of this is they will be banned from baseball. It's not an if, like it's going to happen. They could go to prison. But to drive this point home more, Jeff Passan was on the Dan Patrick Show and talked about the biggest fear that MLB is going to face with this, and that is when you make the game not seem real anymore, that it's scripted. So let's play that clip of Jeff Passan on the Dan Patrick Show.
For joining us. Bring us up to speed. Can you explain the situation with the Guardians pitchers?
Yeah, it's not great, Dan. And this is really the intersection of gambling and sports and where it allegedly can go wrong. An indictment was unsealed yesterday by the Eastern District of New York, which is the same U.S. Attorney's Office that indicted Damon Jones and Terry Rozier and others involved in a separate alleged gambling scheme. In this case, Luis Ortiz, a Cleveland Guardians pitcher, and Emmanuel Clase, who is widely regarded as one of the best closers in Major League Baseball. 3-time All-Star, 2-time Mariano Rivera Reliever of the Year in the American League. Allegedly conspired with bettors to place proposition bets on individual pitches. So, for example, you can bet whether a single pitch is going to be a ball or a strike. And they would get together, according to prosecutors beforehand, and say, this pitch in this inning is going to be a ball. And what would happen is, $10,000 or so would be wagered. Sometimes it was more, sometimes it was less. This allegedly happened a significant number of times, up to the point where the government alleges that more than $400,000 was made on Emmanuel Clase's pitches alone. And then this is something that's going back, Dan, allegedly to May of 2023. Ortiz came in, according to prosecutors, joined the scheme this year, and on June 15th, threw a ball then was paid $5,000 to do so, and Class A got $5,000 for facilitating it. On June 27th, did that one more time, and the payment was $7,000. Now, Ortiz's attorney came out and regardless of how this turns out in court, the notion that they are going to be back pitching at any point in Major League Baseball seems unlikely.
So later on there, that was giving the full description. Like, this is detailed. You don't indict anybody unless you have evidence. Like, because prosecutors don't want to lose. Like, they expect to win. And they have a lot of information here, and this is very deep-rooted. But the biggest thing is when you take away what's real to a sports fan and not. And now what's everyone going to think now, Zach? Well, Clase's been doing this for multiple years. The Guardians were in the postseason. And wait a minute, is there any chance he was throwing pitches there in those circumstances? Now, when you watch how the game's unfolded and how you play, you just don't know the result. I mean, hell, Andy Pages swinging at a pitch that's 10 feet outside the zone. That's baseball. Like, hitters will get fooled and they will swing at bad pitches. But it leads you to think of, well, what is actually happening? And once that doubt is created in fans' minds, then the game's at risk. Yeah. And yeah, Jeff Passan saying they're not going to be pitching anytime soon. They're going to be banned. I don't see how they're not going to be banned under any circumstances here.
In Major League Baseball, I think.
But even the Winter League Dominican, I think, banned them too. Or the Dominican, I thought, came out and said that.
I saw them pitching a few weeks ago.
Oh, they did?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if anything's come out. I just remember seeing a video of at least Class A warming up with a team of throwing a bullpen a few weeks ago over in the Dominican Republic. I'm going to be honest. If it comes out that he was putting money, that he won money when they lost the ALDS, this taints Major League Baseball majorly. This very much can be something that people look back on and will not watch anymore. But I'm going to be honest. If it was just the first pitch of random at-bats, doesn't change my opinion. Like, if anything, I'm more like, well, I guess that sucks if you bet for a strike or something like that, or if it ended up impacting the game. I think this was one of those things where it's like, what were we doing here? It didn't make me question, at least at this moment. Now, more information could come out, like, we've been saying about maybe the ALDS, maybe some guys coming out with game, if games are on the line and they're throwing games, now we have tainted Major League Baseball and the product and competition of that for a very long time. But if it's just they were trying to make a quick buck off the first pitch of an inning, I'm more like, those guys are just kind of stupid than I am like, hey, this is tainting. I can't watch baseball because it's scripted and all that. I just more have this is a few people that were making dumb decisions thinking they wouldn't get caught. If it impacted games, if they were throwing games, now Major League Baseball is in a horrible place.
Well, but here's the part. As soon as you allow one of these things and saying it's a dumb mistake, why I mentioned how much money that they make, why would you ever risk being an MLB pitcher or player? And this is what grinds my gears. Brad, maybe we got to bring back a grinds my gears segment. But what grinds my gears, unless you found yourself in a terrible spot and hole where because we don't know what they got themselves into and how they got themselves into it. But if you're talking about how hard it is to make the big leagues and you're there and you're making this money, and Emmanuel Clase, to me, you are one of the best damn closers on the planet. And you're giving that up because of some pitches because you think you can earn a quick butt. That doesn't make sense to me. But the biggest part that doesn't make sense to me is, why on earth would you put yourself in that position unless there's something that we're going to find out later? Yeah. Because you just jeopardized everything you've worked decades for to get here. Like, I can't tell you what I would wish to say that I could be in the big leagues, Zach. Like, what I could wish to say, man, I got there, I earned it. Not only did I earn it, I'm pretty damn good, and I can keep playing this for a while and make more money. It's a privilege to play in the big leagues. It's also so damn hard to play in the big leagues. And to throw that away just like that, it kind of is infuriating to me on so many levels. And I'm curious what all the evidence is going to come out. You know what's going to solve it though, Zach? Putting limits on pitching bets, apparently. So MLB just put out today, Brad.
Yep.
That there's a wager limit now on gambling per pitch.
Nope.
That's not the graphic as well.
I just love to keep putting that up. Yeah,
Here, I have it right here.
Thank you.
I don't think I put it. Oh, where are we?
Over under 3 seconds, it'll be up. There it is.
Oh, this is a shit.
So the MLB announced a $200 limit on prop bets with sports books in the aftermath of the Guardian scandal. Yeah. Well, that's going to stop it.
Sure.
Right?
No.
Yeah, and
absolutely freaking not.
No, and this is all pitch, I believe, individual pitch props, and I don't think you can parlay them anymore, which is what was happening. Where I believe it was some parlays with the velocity and ball or strike. One, I just don't know if why can we bet? I get the whole allure of hey, you can bet on every pitch. You think the next pitch is going to be a strike, you can bet on that. I get that whole thing, but at the same time, why, if they just take that away, I don't know many people who are going to be upset that they can't bet the second pitch in the third inning is going to be a strike. There is sometimes there's just too much. I get it. This is a step. You can only bet 200 as a limit on it. All of that, I guess that's I don't think that's going to stop people. But at the end of the day, some of these props, betting on a random pitch to be a strike or a ball, I don't think that should have been an option.
You know what saves everybody in this case? Just eliminate the prop bet for the first pitch of a game. Just eliminate it.
Yeah.
Because you're still going to make a lot of money, people betting on the game, gamblers. People are going to do this.
I would love to know how much money's been bet. And that's why I think they got caught, because it was probably, they got flagged because it was because that's why they were caught, is because these websites flagged these things. And they're probably why are people putting this much money on a first pitch striker ball? I can't imagine. I might be completely wrong, so I don't want to go on, be no, this is, right. But I can't imagine that the majority of major league or of gambling money on baseball is going on individual pitches. That doesn't make sense.
No, it's not going to be on that. But at the end of the day, eliminate that if you want. The issue at hand, yes, gambling is more regulated. The reason why they got caught is because of how regulated it is.
Exactly.
That's the reason why. And I want to point this out. Gambling has been going on for decades. Illegal gambling has been going on for decades. It's the fact now that the regulation, to me, isn't the problem. It's the players making choices on what they want to do. Yep. We can talk all we want, and if you don't mind, Brad, throwing the camera on me real quickly. It don't matter at all what happens moving forward. The player has the choice. The player has the choice. Every spring training, we would sit down there and we would talk about this. All right, here's the rules. Performance-enhancing drugs. If you take them, this is the risk that you take. Proceed with caution. You do it, you're going to be suspended. You do it enough, you're going to be banned. Okay, great. Other thing with gambling. Rule number 1, do not bet or be associated with anything with betting on baseball. If you do, you will be subject to being banned from the game. It's black and white. They said that before it was regulated with MLB for years ahead of time. It's because now that it's regulated that we're putting more of an emphasis that players feel that they can earn more money. No, it was the decisions that were made by the players. You have a choice. Do you want to play in the major leagues or do you not? And if you don't, do whatever the hell you want. But if you do and you get caught, you're done. To me, the stupidity of it is, unless someone was holding your family at gunpoint, or you put yourself something horrific situation that we don't know,
right.
And we don't know, and maybe that's the smallest percentage, Brad, of things, and I know that could happen, but the bigger part is the players are voluntarily getting involved. Like, you're voluntarily making the adjustment. I told you guys this. Through everything that I've done, never done any betting on baseball myself. Why? I never wanted to put myself in that position, and I'm no longer in baseball. And I still don't do that. That's the choice that you make. And goodness gracious, man, it's not going to be the end of this. We are going to hear more of this.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing, like you said, the making it illegal or all of that, all making it illegal to bet's going to do is just take it all back down underground. And you're not going to, part of the reason that this was caught was because they were doing it and it was flagged by these sites. And they were like, wait, this is fishy. We need to investigate this. If gambling in sports, I mean, you go all the way back to what's it called? The World Series, where apparently, what was it? The Black Sox, through the World Series. Gambling's going to happen. I would rather it be regulated and you can find the dummies doing this than it all be underground and it comes out years after the fact. And you're like, well, that kind of sucks now that it's 10, 15 years later and we figure this stuff out because it happened underground. So people are going to gamble. I would rather it be regulated than it be underground shady things.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, this is your choice as a player or executive. If you would like to bet or take part, great. You're not gonna play professional sports. You're not going to be involved with professional sports in that manner. It's that simple. You make that choice, black and white. I think that was the one thing I've learned the most about professional baseball. Every spring training, that's what it is. But we're not going to hear the end of it. And quite frankly, Zach, to your point of it, why did it regulate? Because it drives money. The country makes a shit ton off of it. And people can say whether it's bad or not. Would you rather it be that it's actually regulated and people can watch it, or would you rather it be underground, like you said, Zach, and you don't know what the hell's happening and it's moving in silence? At the end of the day, I'm cool with it. Know your limits, know yourself. But if you want to be a big league player, don't get caught up in this shit, or it's going to come back and kick you in the ass. And right now, these guys' careers not only in jeopardy, time behind bars is a serious situation that they could be facing here.
And I think that this is going to be something, and I've said this before, I would not be surprised if they get, I've seen the 65 years thrown out there and everyone's like, no, they're not going to get anywhere close to that. Someone's got to be made an example. And that's unfortunate, but I would not be surprised if they really, same thing within the NBA. If they really want this to stop, you have to make it not your NBA career's over. It's, you're spending, or your MLB career's over. It's you're throwing away years of your life. This isn't just well, we got caught, lost the money, we won, whatever. I'll figure out something else to play baseball. It's like your freedom is now, unfortunately, at risk because that's millions and millions of dollars that you are illegally, tampering with when you think about everything that people are putting on these games.
Yep.
But we'll see. We'll see. And by the way, fantasy football, that is a form of gambling, right? It's a daily fantasy, all of that. It's not that all of that is bad. It's just understanding what you can and can't do. And also, by the way, don't get involved with people that are doing some shady shit. That's the biggest thing. Don't find yourself in a position where you owe a lot of money, which you see in the NBA, or you're running with a group that can get you in trouble federally. But I digress. If you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. Do this live every weekday at 5. How about that? We did have a technical difficulty earlier, so if you're watching the show and you're in the playback right now, or you did, I hope you enjoyed Zach's cup magic. That was pretty electric, Zach. Well done, by the way.
Thank you. I tried.
Really good. Really good.
Way to think on the fly.
Myself.
Thinking on the fly. Speaking of thinking on the fly, I don't know why I thought about Marty McFly, because you make me think about the last
poll.
The last, is that what's our last poll? Last time it was about greatest trilogies.
Yeah, greatest trilogy of all time.
What do we got for this poll right now? What do you got on the people's minds?
Well, I appreciate you put me on the spot because I don't have jack shit.
Oh, I thought you said, the last poll?
No. That was the last poll.
Oh.
We're going to.
Whoa, I was going to say we could rank Zach's cup building for those that watched it, but that was
I thought I did pretty well.
This is a work of art. Have you seen that? Have you seen that, Brad? The Instagram or like the social media?
Yeah,
This is a work of art. This is bullshit.
Haven't seen it.
This is a work of art. We'll put that back up in the future.
Okay.
Well, it is a Monday night game, and if you have YouTube TV, you will not be watching it as the Eagles play the Packers on ESPN.
Bullshit.
That is not a work of art. But this does give us the opportunity.
But we got $20 back.
We did. The redeem.
Yeah.
The redeem. Hip, hip. Redeem.
I was going to say parlay.
I don't know where you're going with that.
I got to keep you on that one. But doesn't stop us from having our best bet. So why don't we take a quick trip up to our friends at Hollywood Casino in Charlestown Races in
West Virginia.
And we are going to hip, not a parlay,
Not
but
a
hip,
parlay.
best bet for Bali. Bali's
Yeah.
best bet for Monday night is
we took an L on actually just a disgusting loss on Thursday. Horrible game, just nothing. And then Troy Franklin, it was mean because he needed 22 yards in the second half, doesn't get a target all second half, and on the final drive catches the ball in a slant. It falls out of bounds at 18 yards with no one in front of him. I was like, but it happens. It happens, baby. Tonight we're sticking with the wide receivers. We're actually going back to someone we've used in college. We got AJ Brown, 5+ receptions. I think this is going to be a really good game. I have high hopes for this game. I think this is something where the Packers, that defense is going to have one job, and it is going to be stop the run game. I think this opens it up for Devontae Smith, for A.J. Brown, and I think they're going to feed A.J. Brown, big physical receiver. So let's do it. Just 5 receptions. Just throw it to your best receiver 5 times. I feel pretty simple about that. Feels pretty simple.
That's simple.
What do you think about both Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs getting over 70 yards and then both scoring a touchdown?
Weirdly, Jacobs is the one I worry about there because Josh Jacobs, he's been this season someone who he'll go off for like 100 yards, but if they don't get him going early, he is pretty quickly. He'll only get like 40 yards. So
this is my thing. I'm looking at this. Saquon over 70, Josh Jacobs over 70. They both score a touchdown. It's plus 741, but I kind of like it.
I will say you do have to know when it comes to Saquon Barkley touchdown that the Packers were the team to try to ban the tush push.
I know.
And the Eagles actually posted a picture of the tush push today and just said push on. So
I hope
we could. I think if there's an over under, if you can get over under, I'm not sure where you can. Actually, I think I've seen the prop before for number of tush pushes. You might have to hit the over.
What if they just did a tush push like 1st and 10?
That's
just right out
start
the gate.
That's a power. If they did that, I would gain so much respect for Nick Sirianni and them. That would be so funny.
That would be electric for that.
All right, next question.
Yeah, the question? What you got?
Eagles are favored by 1.5. You taking the points on the Eagles?
In Lambeau, that's tough.
I think the Packers
I don't know about that one, Jim.
I think the Packers losing to the Panthers. The Packers play good against every team that they're supposed to have like a solid challenge against.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is the Packers' 2 losses are to teams where they were double-digit favorites. The Panthers and the Browns. They've lost to the Panthers and the Browns, but they've also handedly beat the Lions game 1, smacked the Commanders in game 2. They smacked the Steelers in Pittsburgh. I think what's the Star Wars? It's a trap. I think the Eagles are the better team long term, but it's a tough place to win at.
Yeah.
You got the Packers tonight, or you got the Eagles? You flying high?
I got the Packers.
Go Packers. So Packers, Jordan Love.
But I think I might put some money on this parlay that I got.
Hip hip.
Plus 741.
It's not bad.
Both running backs to go over 70 yards.
Yeah,
is that legit? You think that's legit?
Just depends on. I think Saquon will get his.
Help a degenerate out. Well, see, here's the thing. Saquon has not been getting his all season.
Well,
really.
last game he did get his.
Out of how many games?
Well, but I'm saying just recency, he got his.
Well, yes.
Yeah,
That's why-
Saquon's recently gone 150, 44, 58, 30, 43.
Not great numbers.
Not great, Bob.
He was dealing with that ankle thing, though.
I know.
I will.
Or was it his hamstring? What was it?
Ankle, I think.
I
He came
think-
up limping on something.
I think Jalen Hurts is due for a tush-push touchdown, and
I do too.
do it against the Packers.
Oh, I should have made that my best bet now that I'm thinking about it.
Hip hip, parlay.
Parlay.
Hip hip.
Parlay.
You know, one of the best. And this is again with talking about this is Sports Center commercials. Do
Yeah.
you guys remember they had one back in the day? It was Jorge Posada, and they'd go hip hip, Jorge.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's when Sports Center was a really big thing.
Yeah, it actually was a good product.
It was a great product. Yeah.
ESPN was fun.
Are you guys needing do or die for fantasy tonight?
Nope, I won.
Oh,
Hey.
actually, I do have a.
I actually kicked some ass.
Who was your star of the week?
The Seahawks defense.
Oh, buddy, they were rolling. The Cardinals, that offense.
Yeah, I won handedly in my big money league, but I also have Jonathan Taylor. So, but this week I am up 1.08 points. They have Saquon Barkley and the Packers defense. I have Josh Jacobs and AJ Brown. So I'm projected to win, but like we've also seen AJ Brown, even though he's my bet of the, like we've seen a no-show. Like it is AJ Brown. It is not uncommon to no-show.
So we're going to see a couple different things here. Outcomes. So you need Saquon under 70, but you need Josh over 70 yards, Brad. See the delay?
If they just cancel each other out and then AJ Brown can outscore the Packers defense,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
That'd be cool. Interesting. Fantasy, I did want to point out, I don't know if you saw in the Holy Shirts and Pants League, Zach, with Joe. Joe tweeted out, looking for an upset. And then talk about belt to ass. Joe said it, and immediately after, I think Travion Henderson scored his first long touchdown, and then he scored another long touchdown. Trey McBride went nuclear in the 4:00 games. And Caleb Williams, because the Giants couldn't do anything, Caleb Williams came alive in the fourth quarter. That was great. That was good times. Football. And baseball. Football. We are baseball. I'm a real boy. Have you seen that
movie at least?
I'm a real boy.
Pinocchio?
I'm a real boy.
Yes, I've seen Pinocchio.
Well, but it's in Shrek.
Oh, yes. I've seen Shrek.
Tell him a lie. I'm wearing. Tell him that you're wearing ladies' underwear. Oh, I'm wearing ladies' underwear. Have you seen that?
Yes, I've
Shrek
seen
2?
I've seen all the Shreks.
Also, that movie is not made for kids. You want to go back and they're like, found cat litter. That's not mine.
Yeah, that's not mine.
That's not mine. What are you referring to? Huh?
No, it's catnip. Catnip. That's not mine.
Yep. Oh gosh. I can't wait for movie or show book club. I can't wait because then we can talk about moments and quotes. Do we do a funny show first?
Well, it's got to be something we all haven't seen, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Or at least haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
So we do something all of us haven't seen that might limit us.
Maybe we can ask our guest tomorrow too for one of the show poll topics.
His favorite. Let's get his favorite show.
That would be interesting.
And then we got to watch it.
I would. I wonder what his favorite shows would be. He might like Back to the Future for the trilogy movies, but shows.
Yeah. I'm very intrigued what shows he would say.
All right, we're asking him this tomorrow.
We have to.
I'm
Top
here for it.
shows
Here
for
for
our
it.
guest tomorrow. Should we tell our guests since we're getting towards the end of the show?
Yeah.
So if you guys made it this long and you made it past the cups, and
They deserve to know.
and you made it past the cock toss, can you throw Kyle back? Red 7, hot route.
Oh, on the money.
Look at that. Our friend. Tomorrow for our live at 5, We're going to be going a little bit later because he said he can't do it till later. Do we start at 5 still? What the hell are we going to do for an hour and a half? We'll figure it out. But we got a lot of baseball to talk tomorrow because there are executives saying that the Orioles could be in line to get a certain prized outfielder, might be in line for a frontline starter.
Hey, now.
And I'd love his perspective on not just the market, but then also he's probably got an opinion or two about where baseball is going to go in this whole gambling situation. But he's our friend, your friend, one of the best baseball guys around. Tim Kirchin is going to be back on the show tomorrow night, 6 maybe, maybe earlier. We don't know. We got a lot of baseball to talk about.
Yeah.
Could be on at 5. We don't know, but we're live at 5. Tim Kirchin. And we got his best shows tomorrow.
Yeah, we got to get best shows.
Favorite Baltimore word to say?
I would love for him.
Accent?
I would love to hear him like on his podcast. Him just interviewing Albanaz would be 2 incredible accents going back and forth.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Gonna Baltimore.
I'm so excited.
Hun. All right. Brad, am I missing any housekeeping?
Housekeeping one towel.
Housekeeping. You know, I always do that when I go places now. If I'm at a hotel and if I'm startling Jamie and I know she was trying to get ready, and I'll just knock and be like, housekeeping. And she'll like, not busy.
Do you know
she
that,
gets really,
do you know that movie?
What, the housekeeping?
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of movies where they go, housekeeping.
No, not.
Thinking Miss Doubtfire. Just sounds like that.
Well,
Nope.
Miss Doubtfire is way different. I mean, she is a housekeeper.
There's an iconic scene in an iconic movie.
I'm blanking on it, Brad. And
You're gonna say it. I know exactly.
I just have in my mind because I've been doing that for years. Because actually, my dad did that to me when I was a younger
Oh,
kid.
that's probably because your dad's seen Tommy Boy.
That's where the iconic housekeeping comes from?
Oh yeah, when Chris Farley's knocking on the door, or no, David Spade's knocking on the door, and he just says, housekeeping one towel.
Now I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. One of my favorite things.
No
with Chris
tally, one sleepy, and then he shows up in his tidy whities.
No, that's good. You know what I was thinking of? Another great Chris Farley moment. It's not Tommy Boy, but I do think about Billy Madison when they're doing the Spanish Armada.
This is what I was gonna say, this Brooks, but you got me. You beat me to the punch.
The Spanish Armada, 1588. That is correct. Oh,
Take it off.
Chris Farley, such a funny dude.
Yeah. You know his cousin is the CEO of Ford.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, the more that you know right there.
Mm-hmm.
How about
And it
this?
looks like him, kind of sounds like him. Yep.
No yelling on the bus, Zach. You know what? That's one of the days I have the best of Chris Farley, SNL. We are going to sit down and we're going to watch that. And
That could have been, yeah. We'll put that in the 24-hour stream.
That is fantastic. You're going to learn
What
about
else did we just say I had to do?
Crystals.
Oh, that's what I have to do. I have to take a Spanish 1 exam.
Yeah, that got brought up, Brad, on Friday. That Zach's like, I've taken Spanish 1 4 times. And so he said on the 24-hour stream, he will take a Spanish.
I will take a Spanish 1 exam and see how I do. You would think it's got to be. I made it all the way up to Spanish 3 twice. You would think I would be doing better in Spanish.
You know what
1.
we should do? I wonder if one of my teammates that's bilingual could join.
Apparently, we just need Nick Moore because
apparently, yeah, that's it. Apparently, Nick is fluent in Spanish.
Well, we have to actually get him on the show.
That's a hard ask. He's even harder to get a hold of now. He's a defensive juggernaut
weapon.
now. Yeah,
He's
probably playing.
Makes
Apex.
a big tackle, and then it all goes to his head.
I wonder if he's playing Apex Legends right now.
He probably is.
I can let you know right now.
I love that he tells us that he's going to be busy doing something that actually sounds important. Then he's playing Apex Legends, and he doesn't realize that we can see that he's actually doing that because Discord shows you exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, he's a good kid. He's not playing though right now.
Oh, okay. Well, he's off the hook.
We get it. You're on a 3-game win streak.
Yep.
You know, the SEC has some teams that are doing well this year, and you made a tackle. You know, we get it. We get it. He said he wanted to be, let's get that Pro Bowl nod. Okay, man. All right.
Yeah, he did say that.
Man.
He did say that.
Am I missing anything for tomorrow?
Fat guy in a little coat.
Oh, now I got to watch Tommy Boy.
Fat guy in a little coat.
I got to watch that.
Oh, Richard.
That's such a great cast, man.
I wonder if she dates one of the Yankees.
We need okay. We're gonna. You know what? Book club shows and book club for movies.
That should be. Yeah, that's a great movie to book club. Zach, have you seen Tommy Boy?
No.
Now
Okay,
that's the one.
All right, that's
the one.
It's
settled.
Before we get to the poll,
First one's Tommy Boy.
First one's Tommy Boy, and you will laugh your ass off. Your life will be better because you saw Tommy Boy.
So it's either we're gonna have shows or movies, because movie it can just be one time you watch.
It can be
That's the book
both.
club.
It can be both.
It can be the first like episode or two of a, maybe first 3 episodes of a show.
So
and
Rip,
then a full
Rip
movie.
Book Club.
Yeah, we can get a better name.
Yeah, we'll think of a better name because it's
Or a sponsor.
We're not even watching books.
Or sponsor.
Yeah. Who wants to AMC?
Not here and not here, but like right here.
Oh goodness! You might think because of the beard that I'm really hairy.
Shaved.
All right. Goodness gracious. Let's hit that button. There it is. We battled through today, guys. What a battle. As always here on the Ryan Ripken Show, we appreciate your patience today. And have a day, have a night. Come join us tomorrow. Tim Kirchin will be live with us. We're live at 5 on the weekdays. Be good, be safe. Take care of yourself. Zach, hold my... Ooh. Good hands. Good hands. Well, we might have to have a cup stacking competition, though.